We're going to show you how to take martial arts and put it into films, because it's very different when you do, especially boxing. When you hit pads or you hit the heavy bag, that's great. All the movements have to be really tight and small, and there's a purpose. But now when you're working this for the camera, because this is the perspective now as a camera, there's a lot of things that you need to do to kind of, you have to embellish a little more, and you have to become a little bigger with your moves. So that way it picks up on camera. It can read. So when you go into the editing room, you can see, this is really good, and you got to be a little bigger and animate your movements. So that's the difference that we're going to do, is we're going to take the real stuff, but we're going to make it a little more spiced up. We're going to add some hot sauce and make it good for films. So it becomes more cinematic. And anybody can do this. This is a really easy thing to learn if you just practice it. You know, like anything else, you just work on it little by little, and soon enough you can start making your own short movies and your own mini features and whatnot. Yeah? Let's do this.
Punch left, punch right, hook, hook, underneath, now we kick. Let's see it, let me watch you guys, ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, under 5, under 6, kick 7, kick 8. Yo, that's it. Very nice. So that's all the offensive stuff, right? Now, a perfect fight doesn't happen like that in the movies. People always want to root for the person getting beat up. It's like in Rocky 1. You know what made that great? In Rocky 1, he didn't win. And it's because, right? He went the distance. He overcame a lot of obstacles, right? And so it showed that eye of the tiger. So we got to learn how to take a punch. How do you take a punch and make it look like it really sells? How does it look like a real punch? And this is where your acting comes into play. This is where you learn how to turn on the actor inside. So this is the trick. If I'm looking at camera here, right, and I'm gonna punch, I want to make sure that this goes through this line here. You see, through this perspective. If the camera's here, I'm gonna try to break this string. If there's a string from here to here, I'm gonna try to go across this. You kind of wipe the lens, right? If I'm over here, you see, wham! I have to also time this and sell my face. So it's almost like saying no. Everybody go like that real quick, even in the audience, you can just say no. So when the punch comes to about right here, you want to wait for it and then bang, you sell it. So let's say if he was back here, and the beautiful thing about this, the camera cannot tell depth. It doesn't know if he's this close and he hits me, it doesn't know if it's this close. It's still going to look like, if I sell this and I time it, it's going to look like he really hit me over here. All right, so if he's over the shoulder like that, and let's say you gave me a left hook here, a big wide one. Bam! You see? And when you have long hair, it always looks good too. Now when you wet your hair, the sweat just flies off. Right? It's more cinematic, especially in the slow-mo. But in slow motion, if we go in matrix speed, Tai Chi speed, look at, boom, I wait right there. You see? If I went here and I went early, check this out. Go ahead. Boom. It's you'll know that that's fake. It doesn't look good. But if I wait for it, if I wait, and he's doing it, and I'm watching his body language, he's turning, go ahead. You see, right there, you want to go and turn. Because then over here on the camera, it's going to look like it really hit me. I've had people watch stuff and they go, man, you really got hit. You really got nailed with that punch, didn't you? No, it's just because I timed it and I waited. Sometimes you do get hit. If you're working with an actor and they don't know distance and they're kind of spazzed, they're spazzed out, they're going to hit you. It happens. It's an accident. Anything happens. But when you know what to look for and you take it slow, it doesn't matter about how fast. They can always speed up. They can always speed up the film, right? But go slowly because it's all in the details. The details, the mechanics. Yeah, back to one. And always stay in character, because you never know. Sometimes what happens is you're doing this really cool fight scene and they don't say cut, but the people stop, right? And then it looks bad. It's difficult to edit that. But if you always stay in character, even if you're here and you're ready to go, like if the camera's like this and I haven't even done it, he hasn't even seen said action yet, but I'm still moving, then it's really easy to start because you're already in perpetual movement. You're already moving. But if you're standing here and you got egg on your face, right, and you're waiting, and then he says action, you're starting cold. It's kind of like getting into a classic car, starting it and driving away fast. It's not going to do that. It's going to have trouble. It's going to shake and it's going to tremble. So if you're already warm and you're moving and you're light in your feet, and then the action happens, you're already there. You're already there as a character, right? It's like if you have a really intense dramatic scene, you got to scream before you start it because you need to get pumped up, you need to release that. That's kind of how this is.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So anyways, with that said, so check this out. I'm going to bring you up here real quick. You guys can see this. So I'm just going to lightly have him punch here. If you don't even have boxing gloves, it's okay. You can still work on the targets. And this is what I want you guys to work on is he's going to just barely touch here. See, he's working on his form. When he does his second punch, there it is. All right. First one is here. Second one is here. So my left to his left, my right to his right. The cool thing about this is it's like a mirror reflecting. We see each other here, even though it's opposites, because my left is his right and right versus left. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is good for your coordination. It's good for your cognitive thinking. And then the right side, right? When you throw the hook, just put it right here in the center. See, if I move my hand over here, it's going to cause him to do bad habits, right? So we're going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when he does 5, 6, look at this. He rolls under.
Oh,
Easy.
wow.
You see that?
Good back in the day.
Okay. One more time. Touch, 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 touch. He rolls under, he rolls under. You see, and he's still in the pocket. He's still here. He's close. All right. The further you start going away, then it's a whole nother thing. Again, touch, touch. You just kind of like give him a high five. That's all it is. Okay. And when you do this, be very, very careful not to go like that. You want to almost hit with your bicep over here. Imagine there's a dude back here. You want to go way over here because this is going to really sell it, especially when I go like this. You see how I cut off at the end?
Yeah.
This is more realistic, but this looks good on camera because it looks like I really missed. I go down. I kind of just, almost like a roof. You go this way, off to this angle, off to this angle. So once again from the top, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, there's a thing that we use a lot called a do-si-do. So when I throw this last punch at him, he's gonna go underneath and he's gonna end up over here. I'm gonna end up over there. Look at this last punch here. He's gonna just press through. He rolls under, look at, boom.
Oh,
You
that's
see,
dope.
this looks really cool, especially in a top shot when you got a ladder and a guy with the camera looking down. Because then it shows this. It shows we're trading spaces. Under, look at that, boom. Right? So it's a whole another dynamic. So if we put that into play, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He presses through. Back to here again. And this is just an exercise that you can practice at home. So I want to invite you guys to try that. All right? See if you can get through the first 2. I'd rather have 2 good ones than 10 bad things. All right? So let's get 2 good things. So the first 2 is going to be just this. Left, right. Okay? After BJ goes, I go. He's going to hold for me. Left, right. And then he goes. Left, right. Then I go. Left, right. Easy. Okay? Let me see you guys work that. Let's see if you can try that. Okay? Yes. This is really good to work on balance, you see? It's going to help. It's going to help engage your core. Very good. Excellent work. Very nice. Let's go for 1 more each on the left and 1 on the right. Yeah! Amazing work. Fabulous.
All right, what's next?
Great work. Give these guys another big hand. Because there's a lot of different martial arts involved, when you're doing choreography, when you're doing things, I think it's important to pay respects to these ancient systems. And so there's a salutation usually. Like if you go into a Thai restaurant or a Japanese restaurant, they're either going to bow to you like this or they're going to do this to you. So this is really important. So because we've done a lot of different disciplines, and these can be found in the Japanese system, this can be found in the Thai systems, this can be found in the Indonesian and Filipino systems, or you know, there's so many different ones. I always think it's good to close up a class like this. So we always bow first, you know, and for men, you say Swati Kap. For women, Swati Ka.
Swati
And you could correct me if I'm wrong. And you just do that. This is for the Thai arts. For the Japanese arts, usually you go like this. You say us. Us. Or you just bow and you say us. Us. And for the Chinese systems, you make a fist with your right hand
Yeah, that's what I was
and an
doing.
open palm, and you bring it together like this.
This one.
This represents the sun. This represents the sun. This represents the moon, and you bring them together in harmony like that, right? And a lot of times, it starts like this. That's usually how it goes. Yeah, kind of like that. But we'll do this one to make it easy. This is an easy one. Let's go through all three of them again. First one, Tai. Second one, we have the Japanese salutation. Us. And then for the Chinese, you just bring them together like that. Very nice, you guys. Give yourselves a big hand again. Nice to have you all. Good stuff. You guys did great.
You're a good teacher.
Oh, thank you. You guys are, it's easy to teach you guys. Amazing work. Great work, man. Thanks so much. Let's give BJ a big hand again for the
Have enough time for maybe 5 questions from the audience?
That'd be great. What's up, man? I met you before you had the hat on.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
yeah. You did it.
All right.
Me too. You did it, me too.
Yes. Let's go.
Watch it, got it. Watch it.
He wants the box.
You got this inside?
Yeah.
You got this?
Yeah.
You got this? It's a wow.
Oh.
Inside, you got this? Movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Two peoples? Movies inside, you got this.
Right. Yeah, you move underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. I love it.
What a guy.
Yes, question.
I had a question.
Stand up and say your name.
Hi, my name is Raquel. How you started to martial arts? When you started?
When I was very young, I started. My brother actually was in martial arts, so I grew up as a kid with Bruce Lee posters and posters of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and all these great, inspiring people. So even though I didn't grow up with a father figure, I had all these powerful figures in my life that were constantly there as reminders, and they were these just these role models that I think helped me and form a pathway, and I think just as subtle as that is, I think that goes a long way. So with that, I've always had an interest because I've watched my brother. At a young age, he did martial arts. So you always want to be like your older brother most of the time, or your older sister, and that's kind of how it started. And he got into more like bodybuilding and stuff and weight training, and I got into more of the martial arts, and I kept going. So he just passed on the torch, and that's when I started at a really young age. Almost was born into it. I didn't have any choice really, and I'm glad I did it because I don't think my life would be the same if I didn't do this. So if you have kids, if you have young brothers or sisters, or if you know a neighbor and they're, they are not playing sports or anything, I think it's a good, introduction. Just have them try it. Sometimes it's gonna be a life changer for them, and I really believe in that. So I think it's a positive influence. It teaches kids discipline, teaches them, perseverance, teaches them to have confidence in themselves, and it's made a lot of the time, and this goes for particularly boxing gyms. That's why you see the greatest boxers come from really rough neighborhoods, because if you put a boxing gym, let's just say Beverly Hills, for instance, a lot of the time you're not going to have great fighters come out of there because they have everything a lot of the time, right? And whether rightfully so, they do or don't. But if you put a gym in a rough neighborhood and the cost is very low and it's more of a community thing, you never know when the next champion is going to walk in. Because if it's an expensive membership, they'll never have the opportunity. And they're literally fighting through poverty. That's where this usually comes from. It's not a rich kid sport. So that's what I think is so beautiful, is that you still see these gyms popping up here and there, and they're in those areas, because it's gonna really inspire the community, especially the kids. So I started at a young age, and again, if it wasn't for places like that, then I probably could have been running with the wrong crowd, and many times I was around the wrong people. And thankfully for my teacher, he would always know where we would hang out. He knew where to go if we weren't in class, and he knew where to find us. And he would look at his watch and said, "I'll see you in 4 to 5 minutes, okay?" And we're like, oh man. So you have to, you're never going to say no to that. You have to show up. Now you've made a deal. You've made a commitment to him or to her. Some of my teachers in martial arts have been female, and I've learned a lot from them. Sometimes more than the male teachers. So I think looking for that, looking to be coached, looking to be coachable, and being coachable and being open to the idea, I think is something that anyone can learn from. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Let me get the microphone. I'll get you.
Would you rather I stand, sit? I feel always better kind of being here. I can just stretch.
Hi, my name is Mikkel. Questions.
Yeah.
More of a fun question. Are you more of a Mortal Kombat or a Street Fighter? And if so, who's your favorite character? Growing up?
I grew up playing both. I'm really into, actually, I love retro gaming. I love going to, there's a place in downtown LA called 82, and it's they have a whole pinball side, so you can play like really nice, immaculate pinball machines from like the 70s and 80s and 90s, and then you have all the games like that, and they have like a DJ playing, and you can see people playing against each other on Mortal Kombat. So I love Mortal Kombat, and I've always picked Liu Kang because he reminded me of Bruce Lee and his moves and everything, and I just I loved his character, and I always went to pick him. So yeah, definitely Mortal Kombat, but I love Street Fighter too. Great movie. And then also a great game, of course. But I was told that most of these things, they usually start off as like comic books, and then they kind of find their way into the gaming. In cartoons, yeah. A lot of the Japanese manga. I love Japanese animation. There's one called Rurouni Kenshin, which is a great Japanese anime, and it's about a samurai. I think it used to be called Samurai X, actually. But it's about a samurai that vows never to kill again, and it's during the imperial era of Japan, when the use for samurai were no longer needed, because now imperial Japan, they're phasing into a new generation. It was just like the turn of the century almost. And anyways, this character, he uses a reverse blade sword, so that way he can never cut again. And so he vows to that, but he's like the baddest mofo ever, nobody messes with him, but he takes this vow of nonviolence, and more than anything, martial arts, with that note, it's like having insurance. It's like having dental insurance or car insurance. You pay for this thing every month, hoping to never use it, and that's what it is. You learn to talk more. It's like verbal judo. You learn, if somebody spills a drink on your shoe and they get crazy or you get crazy, you just say, hey man, let me buy you another drink, I'm sorry. And that's it. And you can have the best friend ever by just that situation. So rather than getting uptight about it and wanting to fight somebody about it, it will teach you to say, hey, I know what I'm capable of. I know the things that I have inside, and I don't want to abuse them that way. So it's always, going back to that mindset of not having to use it.
Hi, my name is Rex, and my question is, when we first started working with Halle Berry, what movie was she working on at the time?
Well, great question. Halle was in transition of finishing, there was a film about the Rodney King story. I believe it was called Kings. I think that was the name of it. I didn't get to see the film. But she was doing that, and that was like the newest thing at the time. Prior to that, when I was just beginning working with her, she was in that film. It's not Kidnap. Was it Kidnap? It was Kidnapped. Thank you. So yeah, that was a great one, and it was just around that time. So yeah, and then when she approached me with this other project, I just wanted to be as available as possible, because it was exciting to me to do that, and very challenging, and I wanted to see her be the best. So this next one is going to be great. I hope you guys see it when it comes out. John Wick 3, by the way, is all wrapped, so she just finished shooting John Wick 3, which is with Keanu Reeves. So they filmed that in Morocco, in New York, and yeah, the first and the second one were really good. The third one is going to be, I think, probably the best one.
All right, I think we might have time for one more. Sandra?
Wait.
Oh, is
Have
it?
you seen the movie of Rush Hour?
Yeah, Rush
With
Hour.
Chris Tucker and
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm a big fan of his.
I
Both
like
of them.
I like the first one better because the way they kidnapped that little girl, I was
Yeah.
so excited that they found her. She had a bomb here. The way she talked to the bad guys, said, "Shoot it again, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me," like that. She's so. I love that movie. I love the other movies too, but I like to see Kidnap. I haven't seen it yet.
It's not that far away of who she really is in real life, and she would do anything for her children. She's a true lioness of a woman, and she's this. She's fierce. She has this. She's a real leader, and she's never afraid to do what's right. And if that takes a longer route, at least at the end, she's gonna feel good about it. And that movie, when you see it, it's a really incredible representation, I think, of her love as a mother and her willingness to do whatever it takes to save her children. So that was really cool. I actually got to meet that little boy that played her son in that film. Brilliant kid actor, smart guy. He's gonna have a bright future for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes,
Hey.
my name is Sharon Miner. I used to do black belt in karate. How can I get? I have a question. How can I get back in doing it?
The best way to start is you go and check out a couple of places. You go and observe, and just like an acting class, you go and audit the class, and you see if it's something that resonates with you. And I would do that. Check out maybe 3 to 5 different places. Look them up, go over there, and just ask the teacher if you can sit down and watch. And if there's something that draws you into that, if you gravitate towards that, then that's the one. You'll know. You'll feel it inside. We all have this like inner compass inside of us. No one needs to tell you, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that. Just feel it, because I think the feeling is the believing, and you'll
Because the
know.
reason I asked, because my dad was a black belt, so I came to be a black belt in karate. So that's why I was asking you, how can I get back in it?
Yeah, just check them out. Check out the different places, and you'll know the one that's right. And just take your time with selecting them. You don't have to rush into it. But start off maybe reviewing some of the stuff, in your own time, so that way you're kind of ready, and you're prepping the body again to go back into that kind of training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
definitely.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.